Here's the most disturbing story of the week for you. This is from Raw Story. Idaho priest busted with massive trove of kiddie porn. Allegedly had desires to rape and kill children. Wow. Sometimes I forget that evil like this even exists. Because that's really evil. I mean, rape and kill children. Wow. So they say this: a retired Idaho priest is facing more felony charges as prosecutors say he had 2,000 images and videos, including images that depicted the rape and torture of kids. Prosecutors say they have since discovered chat logs in which Reverend W. Thomas Faucher talked about his desires to rape and kill children. There are countless graphic chat conversations on his computer where he is very specific about how his sexual interests are evolving, a prosecutor told the court while filing new charges. He discusses in great detail the desires he has to sexually abuse and even kill children. Faucher, 72 years old, of Boise, was arraigned in February on charges including sexual exploitation of a child, distributing sexually exploitative material involving children, and possession of marijuana, LSD, and ecstasy. He was given an eviction notice from the church-owned home where he lives, though he has until April to leave. He is out of jail on bond and living at the home. Okay, I don't know how this guy is out of jail on bond. He shouldn't be. He seems like a danger to society, if you ask me. Fantasizing about raping and killing children. Countless, examples of kiddie porn found at his house. And I think the most gratuitous part of this article is that they added, they added charges for possession of marijuana, LSD, and ecstasy. I think you could let that go, because that shouldn't even be illegal. But the thing that should be illegal, and the thing you should get this fucker for, are, I don't know, the kiddie porn. And I guess they go on to say, I think the porn included torture of kids. Like, that was in the porn. This reminds me of the old saying, man. Silent sinners scream the loudest. So that, you know what that means, right? That means that guys like this who build their lives around moralizing, I mean, that's why he was a priest. So his whole existence was like, I'm going to tell you what's right. I'm going to tell you what's just. I'm going to tell you how you should act and how things should be. This guy built a life around having absolute moral certitude and answers for people. And at the same time, he was acting in the most immoral, unethical, criminal ways. And that's why the saying is, silent sinners scream the loudest. As he's doing all these things away from people, silent, he's in the public eye moralizing about their lives. So, always keep an extra eye on those fundamentalists, because God only knows what they're really doing and what's going on in their head. Because there's another argument that they use where you'll hear them make these arguments. They'll say stuff like, well, if God doesn't exist, why don't you kill people? Like, wait, what? And Penn Jillette has a good response to this. He's a libertarian thinker, but he always says, I've already killed the number of people I want to kill. 0. What about you? Because there is an admission when somebody says that. Like, oh, how do you avoid killing people if there's no God? There's no absolute moral authority that's going to send you to hell for murdering. Then why don't you murder? The built-in point there is, if it wasn't for God holding me back, I would murder people. So that's a scary thing, that there are some people that exist that's how they think, and that they feel like they need a sky daddy to tell them you can't do that or else. And so whenever you hear somebody make an argument like that, run for the hills. Like, how do you act moral if it's not for God? I act moral because I evaluate the world, and I look at what is moral, and then I act in accordance with that because it's the right thing to do. But they go, no, I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for God. That's the built-in assumption, and that's scary. So just keep an extra eye on those fundamentalists and look out for arguments like that because they're admitting something when they say stuff like that.